Hello everyone, let me introduce myself. I'm Giovanni Cahyadi. Today I'm going to talk about the growth of e-commerce in Indonesia throughout the years. Most of you probably have heard of this term as it is usually a common business platform that most businesses use currently. This is because we have entered the digital era where everything is done online. Let's firstly check on the overview of today's discussion. In this presentation, there are 4 key points that I will talk about. First of all, I will further explain about what is e-commerce as well as its advantages, continuing with the number of e-commerce users in Indonesia. Lastly, I will talk about how e-commerce affects Indonesia's economic growth. Without further ado, let's start with what is e-commerce. E-commerce is the buying and selling of goods and services through the electronic media. Since our era has digitalized, the electronic media not only represents television or telephone, but mostly describing the internet. At the start, I did mention that e-commerce is a business platform that occurs online. We can also define e-commerce as an online business where every transaction between a business and its customer happen online. In an e-commerce, there are 4 main types of e-commerce that are usually used by businesses. These are B2B, business to business, B2C, business to customer, C2C, customer to customer, and C2B, customer to business. However, you might also wonder, why is e-commerce such an important part of the business industry? Here, there are several reasons or advantages of e-commerce. All of these advantages correlate with one another, so I will explain them hierarchically. E-commerce helps to expose a society's consumers to a wider market. Since e-commerce is an online business platform, it contains various of products that you can find on the internet. Not to mention, most e-commerce can be reached by millions of consumers around the world. This therefore increases the sales and exports of the country. As more consumers find and buy products of their taste, the more processes of exports and sales there are. With more exports a country has, the greater the trade surplus it will develop. Moreover, increase in exports require more human resources to get the jobs done. This in turn leads to more job opportunities and increase the employment rate of the country. All of these factors contribute to the economic growth of a country. The point I want to emphasize is that the emergence of an e-commerce, a country economies will grow more and the productivity of its nation will be more advanced, making the country appealing. Moving forward, let's check on the conditions of Indonesia after the rise of e-commerce. This is a line graph that describes the number of e-commerce users in Indonesia. The horizontal axis is the year ranging from 2017 to 2021, and the vertical axis shows the number of users in millions. At a glance, the line graph shows a significant increase in users since 2017 to 2021 with a total value of 158.6 million users. However, this is an immense number of users because Indonesia's population has reached 276.4 million in 2021. In other words, around 57.3% of Indonesia's population use e-commerce either to do business or buy products from the internet. In fact, e-commerce in Indonesia still experienced a great increase between 2019 to 2021, especially with the pandemic situation where everything is done online. It was also predicted by the Digital Market Outlook that the users of e-commerce will increase up to 221 million in 2025. The key point is the number of e-commerce users in Indonesia will continue to rise, giving a greater boost in the economy. With that being said, how is Indonesia's economic growth from 2015? There are 2 bar graphs that describe the growth of Indonesia's economy, with the years in the horizontal axis and the economy's revenue in dollar billions in the vertical axis. The left bar graph shows Indonesia's growth in the internet economy, or we can say their economic growth due to the impact of internet. The right bar graph shows Indonesia's economic growth due to e-commerce, a segmented portion from the internet. Let's firstly focus on the left bar graph. Due to the internet, Indonesia's economy was able to increase by $32 billion between 2015 and 2019, and is expected to reach $133 billion by 2025. Additionally, the second bar graph shows that e-commerce has an important impact on Indonesia's economy. Even though it is just belonging to a portion of the internet, but the data shows that e-commerce play a huge role and gives a much bigger value. The point I want to emphasize is that e-commerce, in comparison to other online business factors such as online travel, online media, and ride-hailing, has given a great increase in Indonesia's economic growth, and will continue to expand with more improvements of e-commerce as well as the internet. To conclude, e-commerce has become one of the greatest impacts in Indonesia's economic growth, especially during the pandemic. E-commerce has given Indonesia's nations opportunities to expand or create new businesses from using an offline method to doing e-commerce online. Just as the data has showed, as the users of e-commerce increase, the more e-commerce will rise, which can give a powerful effect to Indonesia's economy. That's all from me. I hope today's discussion of e-commerce lets you to know more about its impact to a country's economic growth. Thank you.